show, and then your work in the context of the show.
Yeah. So the show came from the curator of the gallery, and it's Anise Gallery, called myself and Rachel and Charles, so 3 artists working from 3 different, completely different angles, and we came up with this idea of a show about the unstable, controlled realities of today's society, and the idea of being constantly feeling that you're being monitored, and in the shape or form in an unstable balance. And the idea was to combine 3 different languages, so the language of the physical, the analog in this context, the idea of digital artworks such as the work of Rachel's, and also virtual reality experiences such as in the work of Charles. And it was great for me because I really genuinely thrive in collaboration, and even though we're definitely planning further opportunities to collaborate, obviously the reality of an exhibition is by the time you get closer to the deadline, you think, okay, we need to make sure that the work is ready, and sometimes obviously you find yourself that you wish you'd had more time to really collaborate with the others, but that's definitely a really good start, and it's great to be in a space that genuinely values what we're doing, and where there seems to be a truly sort of open mind as to what we can come up with,
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so how about your work in the context of the show? Because when I came to the private view, I remember a discussion that we had about this particular piece.
Yeah.
And different people had different ideas about what that piece meant. But what does this piece in particular mean to you, and then how does that fit into the context of this exhibition?
Yeah, I think when I create any of these pieces, for instance in this case, often the thought is about I almost try, and I get very much inspired by certain types of theatre, again in this particular case the theatre of the absurd, where there seems to be no logic, but there's also this comment on human beings' precarious in existence. So in this particular case, I sort of had these spheres made of marble dust, and with different attempts, basically I tried to create holes in them so that we can get to see the full sort of crack in the sphere itself. And I use these architectural model figurines because they literally become the little characters in my plays to some extent. And in this particular case, there's a man sitting at the edge of this hole, and the whole thing could collapse. I mean, this is a very fragile piece in itself, and it literally, whenever I take it anywhere, I actually feel quite worried that it might actually collapse in its own right. But there are also figurines inside, and then if you look inside, there's in fact Charles did a wonderful version of this in virtual reality, so you can literally go inside the sphere itself and see these soldiers and sort of military stuff going on. And I think, in a sense, I mean, obviously, I suppose in any age in history, we've all, humanity has always felt that sort of pressure that this could be it, this could be the end of life as we know it, and certainly nowadays, of course, we are constantly reminded of the unpredictability of our society, and how we keep sort of feeling like this our balance is very much threatened all the time. So I think in this sense there is this sort of a human figure that's kind of poised and kind of relaxed, and at the same time the whole world, the whole sort of planet underneath him, is maybe about to collapse.
Yeah. I really like it.
Thank you very much.
I really like it.
Thanks.
Yeah, so, did you make it specifically for this, or was it
This was made before.
Okay.
There's a few pieces that I made before, but it's the first time it's been shown in public.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was part of, I was actually looking for the opportunity to show it.
Yeah, and the virtual reality thing you were talking about,
yes.
if that's the other artist
That's
who's made that
exactly
in response for this show.
Exactly. So
Okay.
Charles has worked both in response to Rachel's work and to my work, and he's created this wonderful experience through which you go through his own artworks, and then you also explore the artworks of of the other artists involved in the exhibition, which is brilliant. I mean, I was really flattered when he did that. I thought it was brilliant.
That's really cool. I'm gonna have a go.
Definitely you
later.
should.
Yeah.